Have you ever felt the weight of your own heart, as though every feeling you carry is a secret burden you alone understand? You walk through the world, sensing the unspoken, catching the silent tremors of pain, joy, and longing in everyone around you. And yet, the world often responds not with gratitude, but with resistance. Every time you rise, every time your light breaks through the shadows, you notice it, the subtle glances, the undercurrents of envy, the whispered doubts that aim to dim you. Carl Jung once said that the shadow in every person reacts to the parts of themselves they deny, the gifts they suppress. And when you, as an empath, shine in your authenticity, your intuition, your compassion, you awaken those shadows in others. You are a mirror, and some people cannot bear to look at the truth you reflect. Imagine for a moment that you are a rare flower growing in a crowded forest. Your petals are vibrant, alive, pulsing with colors that demand attention, yet your growth, your beauty, is not always met with applause. There are those who, unable to see your bloom, without feeling their own inadequacy, seek to pull you back into the shadows. They whisper doubts, cast subtle sabotage, or dismiss your brilliance as a threat. It's not your failure that fuels them. It's the fear that your light exposes the limitations they refuse to confront in themselves. This is the hidden struggle of the empath, to hold fast to your power in a world that often fears what it cannot control. But let me be clear, this is not a weakness. This is proof. Proof that your sensitivity is a strength, that your presence shakes the foundations of mediocrity, that your very existence challenges those who have forgotten what it means to feel deeply, to connect authentically. The moment you begin to embrace your full potential, to step into your truth unapologetically, the resistance will rise, and that resistance is not a sign that you are failing. It is the unmistakable signal that you are succeeding in ways that matter. Every subtle attempt to undermine you is simply a reflection of someone else's fear. Every jealous glance, every critical word, every covert attempt to dim your fire is evidence that your light is powerful enough to illuminate the darkness around them. Think about it. What is more threatening to someone who lives in shadow than an empath who refuses to shrink, who refuses to compromise their integrity for comfort, who refuses to hide their brilliance? You are the embodiment of courage, the living proof that vulnerability is not weakness, that depth is not a liability, that authenticity is not a crime. And yet, the world will test you. It will challenge your resolve, question your motives, and make you doubt yourself. It will try to convince you that shining brightly is dangerous, that your gifts are too much for others to handle. But every fiber of your being knows the truth. To dim yourself is to betray the very essence of who you are. To hide your light is to deny the world the very healing, the very insight, the very inspiration it so desperately needs. So embrace the struggle. Recognize the quiet forces that seek to pull you down, not with bitterness, but with clarity. Understand that this resistance is not a reflection of your worth, but a testament to it. You are powerful because you feel, because you care, because you see what others cannot. You are a force of nature, capable of transforming not only your life, but the lives of everyone you touch. And when someone wishes for your failure, let it remind you that your success matters, that your light cannot be ignored, that it is already influencing the world in ways you may not even realize. This is the hidden truth of the empath. Every time you shine, the shadows stir, but you do not shrink, you do not retreat. You rise, knowing that your brilliance is a gift, that your sensitivity is a weapon of transformation, and that your unwavering courage in the face of covert opposition is the ultimate act of defiance. Let them watch, let them whisper, let them doubt. Your light is unstoppable. Your heart is unstoppable. Your journey is unstoppable. And the world, whether it knows it or not, needs the fire that only you can bring. To understand the power you hold as an empath, you must first understand what makes you extraordinary. You feel more deeply than most. You perceive undercurrents others fail to notice. You sense the unsaid, the invisible, the subtle truths buried beneath layers of pretense. This is not a weakness, it is a superpower. Carl Jung taught us that the human psyche is made of light and shadow, of conscious self and unconscious forces, and as an empath, your sensitivity is a bridge to both. You can navigate the emotional depths of humanity with insight few can claim. But here's the truth, the world won't always admit. The deeper your connection, the greater the resistance you will face. Every empath inevitably encounters people whose shadows are triggered by your presence. These are individuals who have denied their own potential, repressed their own light, or turned away from the very courage they secretly envy. When you step boldly into your authenticity, when you embrace your intuition and your compassion unapologetically, you illuminate the parts of them that they refuse to see. And what does the mind do when confronted by its own fear, envy, or inadequacy? It lashes out, it criticizes, undermines, and manipulates. These reactions are not about you. They are a mirror of their own unresolved shadows. Recognize this, and the moment you stop taking their behavior personally, you reclaim your power. Your first weapon against this subtle sabotage is awareness. Awareness of your gift, awareness of the patterns that repeat around you, awareness of your own boundaries. Empaths are natural healers and connectors, but without conscious protection, you are vulnerable to energy drains, emotional attacks, and manipulation. Learn to distinguish between what belongs to you and what belongs to others. Feel deeply, yes, but do not absorb destructively. Build walls where necessary, not to hide your light, but to channel it with precision. Energy boundaries are not selfish. They are survival strategies. Every act of conscious self-preservation strengthens your capacity to shine without compromise. Next, own your brilliance unapologetically. Too often, empaths dim themselves in fear of conflict, judgment, or envy. Do not fall into this trap. Your authenticity is your armor, and your vulnerability is your strength. Step into the truth that you are allowed to exist fully in your light.
Speak your truth boldly. Express your gifts fiercely.
Love deeply without apology. Every small act of unrestrained self-expression is a declaration of sovereignty over your own life. It says to the world, I will not shrink for your comfort. I will not hide to soothe your insecurities. I am here, fully, and my presence matters. But owning your power also requires transformation. The resistance you face is not a barrier, it is fuel. Every critique, every undermining word, every covert attempt to dim, you can be turned into energy for growth. Teach you discernment. Let it sharpen your focus. Let it ignite your resolve. This is shadow alchemy in action, turning negativity into fire, resistance into momentum, and fear into courage. Jung called this process individuation, the lifelong work of becoming whole by integrating light and shadow. As an empath, every obstacle you face is an opportunity to practice individuation, to embrace your power, and to emerge stronger, wiser, and more unshakable than ever before. Finally, reflection is your anchor. Document your experiences, name the patterns, and reclaim your energy consciously. Journaling, meditation, and introspective practices are not indulgences. They are tools of mastery. The empath who observes, records, and interprets their interactions becomes unstoppable. You learn to navigate the world with clarity, to respond instead of react, to move with intention instead of drift with circumstance. And the more you integrate these practices, the more your sensitivity transforms from a burden into a weapon of influence, inspiration, and transformation. Know this: the world needs empaths who shine fiercely, unapologetically, and courageously. Your light is contagious. Your insight is revolutionary. Your presence changes the energy of every room, every relationship, every conversation you touch. The resistance you encounter is proof, not punishment, that you are on the right path. Your challenge is not to avoid conflict or envy. It is to master yourself in the face of it, to harness it as a tool, and to rise higher than ever imagined. You are not fragile. You are not powerless. You are a force of nature in human form, capable of piercing illusions, dissolving fears, and illuminating truths. Every boundary you set, every truth you speak, every act of courage you take, feeds the fire of your authenticity. Step boldly into this knowledge. Feel the full weight of your power and let it propel you forward. The world does not yet fully understand the empath. But when you embrace your gift, when you wield it with awareness and audacity, the world will not be able to ignore you. And that is the birth of unstoppable transformation. Now is the moment to rise fully into the power you have always carried, to step beyond fear, doubt, and the subtle attempts of others to dim your brilliance. Everything you have experienced, the moments of invisibility, the whispers of envy, the silent resistance you faced, is evidence that your light matters. When someone wishes for you to fail, it is proof that you are doing something significant, that your presence is disruptive to the illusions of comfort and mediocrity that surround them. This is your invitation, your call to arms, your chance to stand unshakable in the truth that has always been inside you. You are not here to blend in. You are not here to conform. You are here to shine so brightly that your very existence transforms the world around you. Do not let their fear dictate your actions. Do not allow hidden envy to cage your authenticity. Every empath has felt the tension between who they are and who others expect them to be. But the greatest act of defiance is not confrontation. It is unwavering, relentless self-actualization. Stand in your light with confidence, knowing that every ounce of resistance you encounter is simply a reflection of someone else's struggle with their own shadows. Let it roll off you like water off steel, and let it fuel your determination to become more than you ever imagined. You are a catalyst for transformation. Your empathy is a weapon of insight. Your sensitivity is a bridge between hearts that are lost in isolation and minds that are trapped in fear. Every boundary you set, every truth you speak, every act of courage is a spark that ignites awareness in others. And here is the truth: few will tell you. The stronger the opposition, the greater the impact you are making. Resistance is not a measure of your failure. It is a measure of your significance. Every pushback, every attempt to undermine you, every subtle act of sabotage is evidence that your light cannot be ignored, and that is exactly where you want it to be. Now is the time to act with intention. Take a moment to consider one thing you have been holding back, one idea, one talent, one act of vulnerability, and release it into the world unapologetically. Speak it, create it, share it, live it. Do it with courage, knowing that you do not need validation from those who cannot see your value. Their opinions are the shadows of their own fears. They have no power over the truth of your light. Every step you take in authenticity strengthens your resolve, builds your energy, and solidifies the path that only you can walk. Remember, the journey of the empath is not a smooth one. You will encounter resistance at every turn, but each encounter is a mirror, reflecting the parts of yourself that need recognition, courage, and integration. Embrace this process as the ultimate teacher. Understand that your struggles are not obstacles, they are accelerants. Each challenge you face refines you, sharpens you, and strengthens your capacity to shine even brighter. The empath who masters this dance between light and shadow becomes unstoppable, unbreakable, and undeniable. And when you shine, shine with everything you have. Do not hold back for comfort, for acceptance, for fear of envy. Your brilliance is necessary. Your voice is necessary. Your presence is necessary. The world is waiting for empaths who refuse to dim, who refuse to compromise, who embrace the fire within themselves and use it to illuminate the path for others. Be that spark. Be that force. Be the light that transforms the darkness. Take this knowledge, this power, this truth, and carry it forward unapologetically. Let every act of courage ripple outward. Let every choice of authenticity ripple outward. Let every refusal to shrink in the face of shadow ripple outward. The world will notice whether silently or loudly, and it will change because of you. Stand boldly. Shine relentlessly, rise unshakable. And remember, every shadow you encounter is proof not of your limitation, but of your unstoppable significance. You are here to light up the world, and nothing, no one, and no fear can stop you.